Hi everyone, my name is Nwanda Ndlovu. I'm the group representatives of the Sustainable Green Economy. As young people of South Africa, we've seen the impacts of climate change on our environment, and we've decided that as young people, we can still come up with solutions as to how we can go about combating the issue of climate change through different methods. So our main idea is concerning the food availability in the world. So we have seen that as the population size of Africa is growing gradually due to high high unemployment rates or literacy or unavailability of food. So we believe that through greening the country, we can still make a difference. So as the population size increases, there's been a gradual increase in production of food by the Haber-Bosch process, whereby this process produces high contents of nitrogen and phosphorus, which has a huge impact on the environment as these elements tend to run off or leach to the marine environment and cause eutrophication, which is the accumulation of nutrients on the surface of the water. So as this eutrophication or accumulation of nutrients occurs on the surface of the water, it restricts the entrance of light to the deeper animals. So as less light is being transferred to the deeper layers, hypoxic environments are built, which reduces oxygen availability, thus leading to fish kills. So if we have less fish available in the ecosystem, there will be less food for many organisms depending on the fish within the marine environment. So leading to destruction of the ecosystem or the food chain, which will lead to destruction of the ecosystem functioning, stability and resilience because the biodiversity will be lost. And also, so as more plants, as more animals are being lost, or more we want as humans have enough food to feed ourselves, that could lead to malnutrition because we depend on fish for proteins. So if there's no fish for us, then there is no proteins, which could lead to health disorders. And what's also this eutrophication tends to lead, it leads to it leads to reduction of water quality, which could lead to further diseases to animals depending on that water for certain goods and services, such as us people, as we require water for drinking. So if water is of bad quality, we're gonna die of diseases such as cholera and other species such as birds and insects that depending on that environment will also die of the toxins that are released by the harmful algal blooms accumulating on the surface. What also climate change has got its impacts is that it has led to drought, which is the main factor that is affecting us and that we are facing currently. Drought is the main thing that's affecting South Africa. So as a result of increasing temperatures, as more carbon dioxide is accumulating on the atmosphere, more water is being taken up, more water is being absorbed, which leads to soil erosion or degradation. So if soil is eroded or degraded, less plants will be able to take up those take up those nutrients or water to grow. So if the soil can't support the plants, plant diversity will also decrease. So if there's less plant diversity, then it means there will be less food for us people. So as young people, we've decided that the main issue that we can solve or that we can try to combat the issue of climate change is by growing green plants in greenhouses because if we grow many plants by through afforestation, there will be more uptake of carbon dioxide by photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide in the atmosphere will tend to decrease. And if you use greenhouses, because we will be using organic growing of plants such as organic fertilizers, which are more sustainable. So if we use greenhouses, we also reduce land degradation and we tend to increase vegetable and plants and green plants yields, and in that way we will also like grow flowers within those greenhouses. So if we grow many flowers, we also increase biological interactions between species because we know if there are plants and flowers within a greenhouse, we're going to have more biological interactions such as pollination, which are mutualistic. So in that way, we will tend to increase the distribution of flowers and the distribution of the birds or pollinators that we are carrying within the greenhouses. So by doing so, we're going to be able to improve the economic status because the vegetables that will be growing within those greenhouses are going to be sold to different people from different countries. That is our main aim. And also the flowers. And so we're going to be increasing our markets. And also the plants that are going to be growing up. When we've started to gain more profits, we're going to be able to give back to our community because we believe in giving back and in giving back to the community so that we improve the literacy and combat the social impacts that are affecting our continent at the moment. And also we believe that by growing up the different plant species, we may get to a level that we build and make our own nursery sites. So if we build more nursery sites, we're still increasing biodiversity, we're still increasing plant diversity and flowers within our nursery sites. So more there be an increase in carbon dioxide uptake. More carbon dioxide will still be taken up, which will get reduced on the atmospheric layer. So we're still like fighting with climate change. So if we build nursery sites, we're still gonna get more markets because we're increasing ecotourism in that on the other side. So more people will be coming in, and we also get to educate young people about the importance of sustainability and green economy, which is our main goal that we wish people should know about. So we will be encouraging them that the encouraging them by telling them about the importance of plants in combating climate change. And we may end up we will get much attention because we'll also get to improve the economic status because more tourists will be coming in and by will be coming in, and also our natural sites tend could also at some point get to be called protected areas because we we will be encouraging conservation of the endangered species mainly because we'll be growing mainly the indigenous species which are currently most of them are facing the extinction due to anthropogenic impacts. And also, what we wish to have is an agriculture system within our greenhouses because if we grow agriculture, we're going to be using our plants as well for filtration to remove diseases and bacteria within our agriculture. So we'll be still increasing biodiversity because we'll be growing fish species, barnacles, and oysters that are endangered by using our flowers within the greenhouses. So we'll be increasing biodiversity because more fish will still be growing. So we will still be increasing our markets. And what we also believe in is recycling. We're gonna be recycling some materials to make dishes for our birds, whereby we'll be adding seeds to feed different birds, which will be increasing the chances of bird coming in, so increasing their biodiversity either on the other way. So if more birds and insects are coming in, pollination will increase. So if pollination increases, this means the distribution of our plants increases because more seeds will be distributed to different areas. So we're still increasing the chances of conservation. We believe through our project we can make a difference and fight the the climate change issue because it's something that was mainly caused by us, the anthropogenic factors, of which means if it was caused by us, it can still be reduced or be banished by us by practicing more sustainable practices, taking good care of our environment, especially to increase food availability to maintain food security for the growing population size that we see today. So we wish that our idea could be considered because it's of great importance, and we wish that we can change the world, the entire world, because that's our main aim, either that we change the main world. Because if we start in South Africa, many people are going to be are going to look up to us, and they're going to practice those methods, and they're going to be practiced worldwide, and climate change will eventually decrease, and we live in a beautiful green world where there will be a great living for everyone. And I believe climate change can be reduced, and it should be reduced. I I know that many people say we should be adapting, and we're still adapting today. But I think mitigation is now the main thing that we should be fighting. It's much better to fight climate change rather than living in a world that is changing and trying to find out ways for adapting. It's better to come out to to be in action for fighting the issue rather than sitting and adapting, of which is our main aim for this project. We want to put everything into action by planting green things, recycling, and supporting the community and the entire world so that they also pass on the information. They also get to have more knowledge as to as about the conservation, about climate change and its effects, about sustainability and green economy. And it would be of great privilege if we could be granted the opportunity to express our idea. Thank you.